Welcome to the Build Your Life Coaching Biz podcast, where you get to learn how to become a professional life coach and start an online coaching business from scratch. I'm your host, Krista Kathleen, a professional certified coach and spiritual business mentor. In 2016, I got divorced and left my full-time job as a registered nurse and decided to bravely answer my calling of becoming a life coach so I could help to change lives as I traveled around the world. And now I want to help you discover your purpose too. Having the freedom and flexibility to be your own boss and make as much money as you want right from your laptop will be one of the best gifts you ever give to yourself, your family, and the world. In these episodes, I'll give you real coaching combined with proven strategies and spiritual practices in order to help build your dream coaching business that feels perfect for you. Hey coaches, I'm coming to you live from St. Bart's. I've been vacationing here on this tropical French island in the French West Indies. I kept saying Caribbean all week. I think we're actually in the West Indies here. And yeah, I'm on vacation with my family, and this is the last day that we're here. I am laying out by our infinity pool. The view here at our Airbnb is literally to die for. Overlooking the ocean, all of these beautiful, like green rolling hills and mountains and villas, white villas with red tile rooftops. And I feel like I'm in like a European, island in the Mediterranean Sea right now. It's stunning. Stunning here. It's 80 degrees weather. It's sunny. I'm like just so chill. I've been on this like little couch outside under the umbrella for hours. I have not moved. My whole family they went out to this restaurant called Nikki Beach, and then they're shopping afterwards. And I was like, guys, I have to stay behind today. I need to take a break. I am not like my family at all. This has been such like a personal challenge for me over the years of just, I'm sure maybe some of you can relate, feeling like the black sheep. My family just kind of operates in a different way that I do. They're a lot more extroverted. They will stay up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, drinking and talking and playing card games. I have to be in bed by 9 p.m. or I cannot function the next day. I like to wake up at 6 a.m., get the day started. They're sleeping in till like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. I'm the most active in my family, like CrossFitting, yoga, hiking. They're all more like, let's just like chill and drink around the pool. Like we could not be more different sometimes. And sometimes it's good because it helps me to like calm down and relax and like try new things, but then other times it kind of clashes too. But so I'm sensitive, I'm introverted, and I need to have boundaries and take my breaks. I can't go at the same pace of life as them. And every year that goes by, I'm accepting this more and more and trying not to have shame around it. And that's what I so greatly appreciate about the life coaching community is there's also a lot of highly sensitive people and introverted that are coaches as well. So I know that probably a lot of you guys can relate to this. One of my best friends, Monica, we were messaging back and forth, and she always feels the same way on vacations as well, where she's like, I just get to a point where I can't be around people anymore. And I always feel so bad saying I have to leave, but you got to take care of yourself. And I didn't want to be sitting at lunch with everyone today, just like, no energy, drain, not being fun. I've, pushed myself in those type of situations before, and I'm learning now when my mind is telling me to slow down and to honor that and to not be embarrassed by it. And, I'm gonna go out to dinner with my family tonight, but I just needed to relax today and be by myself and energetically recharge. And it is the way it is. I've always been this way. Even when I was a little kid, I remember like playing with my friends all day, and then I'd be like, guys, I gotta go take a break. And they would all still be playing, and I would go home by myself and sit in my dark room and relax or play with my Barbies for a little bit, and then I would be fine and I'd come back out again. And I never really understood why I was that way. And if any of you guys do any research, read any books, there's a good one for highly sensitive people by Elaine Aron. That explains a lot. 20% of the population are HSPs. Their brain works very differently. Energy levels are different. We need to do a lot more self-care. We need to slow down the way we do things and a lot of alone time to recharge. And then there was another one by Sydney Campos about with being an introvert as well. I don't remember the name of that one, but yeah, there's some really good books out there that can, if you can relate to what I'm talking to, that help you can, you just can work with it more and understand it more and not shame it or fight against it. So yeah, I feel like this is a perfect segue into our topic for today. So I wanted to tell you guys about this mental health break that I've been taking the past month, and I think that probably my version of a mental health break is still pretty like disciplined and maybe not the typical mental health break that you would normally expect, but it felt like a mental health break for me. I don't know. I'm just laughing at myself because I don't know how much of a mental health break it was, but I'm such a go-getter. I'm a Capricorn sun, Aries moon. I'm just very like disciplined, go, go, go. So slowing down, doing less, it's really, really hard for me. And I'm trying to learn how to do it better. And so, yeah, in today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 signs that you need to take a mental health break from your business and how to do it. And this is something that I see happen a lot for my Born to Coach Training Academy students and my private coaching clients, where, you know, like attracts like. So I also attract a lot of people who are just motivated, disciplined, go-getters that just want to do it all. And then once they start coaching and they're like having this awareness of how fatigued they are, then they're like, oh my gosh, like I realize now that I need to take a break, but I don't know how to take a break because I have all these commitments, and maybe they're commitments to you're taking care of your family or in your day job or in your coaching business. And then it's this big dilemma of like my brain and my body is telling me to slow down and take a break, but life is still going on and I still have responsibilities. And so I think this is a really, really important episode to do and then or to talk about today. And then on top of that, like unexpected things happen all the time, and that's what happened to me. So yeah, so let me first tell you like kind of what was going on in my life. And if you've been following the podcast, then you probably know. But so there's a combination of 2 things. The first thing is, I work from home. And so I'm home most days of the week, and I am eating, sleeping, working, relaxing, taking care of Lincoln. Like I'm doing everything from my house except for the times where I do travel or I do go to the gym to work out. And so when you work from home, a lot of times the work-life balance gets really blurred and you don't even realize how much you end up working. And so I usually wake up at 5 a.m. most days to get a couple of things done early in the morning, before the day gets a little hectic, as I have a lot of client calls and then, taking care of Lincoln. And then I was doing a lot of evening calls for the past couple years. And so even though I wasn't like straight out working, like every single minute on the minute or every single hour, like starting the day at 5 a.m. and then ending, my last call usually like at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. at night, it's pretty much like I was working all day. And even when I'm not working, I'm still thinking about work. And it's like I'm never off the clock. And my parents had to finally like speak up and say something. And they're like, Krista, like, so my partner and I just recently split. And now I'm living by myself. And so I have Lincoln 50% of the time. And they're like, you're going to need to, you can't do your evening calls anymore. And you're going to need to move all your calls to the day if you can, because you're going to need to, you're not going to have the extra help at night anymore when Lincoln comes home from daycare. And then my dad, who's a business owner as well, he's like, and you probably need a break in the evenings. Like you work so hard and you should just relax and, hang out with Lincoln in the evenings. I was like, I don't know how to do that. How do I relax? How do I just chill? How do I hang out? This feels like a really foreign concept to me. I don't teach me how to do this. But I agreed with him. And I actually see a lot of entrepreneurs do this where they become moms and then they'll, yeah, shift a lot of their evening stuff to during the day because the evenings also get a little bit crazy with like dinner time and bedtime routines. And so it was time that I needed to do that for a multitude of reasons. So yeah, I don't think I realized how much I was working. Like I was telling myself I was only working like 4 to 5 hours a day, but I think energetically I was working a lot more than that, if that makes sense. And then on top of that, and I mean, I love what I do too. So a lot of times I don't even keep track because I really do like, I don't love doing everything in my coaching business, but there are a lot of things I love doing and it just doesn't really feel like work a lot of times, which is great, right? Like I think that's what everyone is aiming for on this planet, or at least I feel like they should be. And then on top of that, I had so many major life events happen at the end of 2023, beginning of 2024. So like I said, well, earlier in 2023, I found out, my dad is not my biological dad, and my parents conceived me by sperm donation. And then I found out I'm 50% Jewish. So that was like a big life-changing secret that I found out. And then I did a lot of work this summer with plant medicine. I started microdosing. I did an MDMA ceremony. I did an ayahuasca ceremony. So that started bringing a lot of stuff up to the surface and started shifting things. And then shortly after my ayahuasca ceremony, my partner and I decided to start trying for our second baby because we want to give Lincoln a sibling. And then we ended up having a miscarriage. So there was a lot of, just traumatic experiences and feelings with that. And then after that, my mom's house burnt on fire or got pretty much burnt down where she had to move out. And she's living in an apartment now. And I've been trying to help her navigate through that transition. That's been very traumatic for her. And then a couple days after that happened, my partner and I officially broke up after being together 5 years. This was a long time coming. And I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know how to do it. I mean, we were both like energetically, just out of the relationship at this point, and there was just a lot in that relationship with his alcoholic addiction and just holding space for that relationship. So that was just like three three really well four really big things that the three were right in a row, and the first one was there was more space in between. And um so I was just I was just getting to a place where I was like waking up every day with all this heaviness and this sadness, and I was like, I am not okay. Like, I'm a very happy, optimistic person, but I could just like hear myself saying, like, Christy, you're not okay. You need time to slow down. You need to process everything that just happened. Like, sometimes I just like, I move through things really quickly. I heal really quickly, and I try to like jump to the other side, of like, to get to the silver lining. And I don't feel like that's always the healthiest to do that. And so I just found that I was constantly crying, and I was just energetically drained. And yeah, a lot was coming up to where I was like, I need to take a mental health break. Something's not right here. And I kind of viewed it as like, if let's say you get in an accident and like you break your arm, your your bone, it needs time to rest, to mend and heal, because if you don't put it in a cast and you don't rest it, you're going to keep like reactivating the wound, and it's never going to heal, and your bone's going to be all fucked up afterwards. And that's how I started looking at my brain. And I was like, my brain feels like it's broken right now. It needs to rest. It needs to heal if I'm going to be stronger, if I'm going to get better. I have a lot of responsibilities here with my son, and I'm running the Born to Coach Training Academy, and then I have a couple private clients I'm working with, and I have my students who are depending on me. And so I just was like, you know what? I need to be proactive about this. I really need to take this seriously in a way that maybe I never have before, and look at mental health from, like, I feel like mentally sick right now, and I need to step back. And that is so, so hard to do. And your ego will try to fight you. And it was even harder because I love what I do. I love running my business. I love being a life coach. I love being a coach trainer. And so to say like I was feeling burnt out is a hard thing to say and admit. Now, as a nurse, to say I was burnt out, yeah, easy peasy. But from something I love to do, something that is a part of my higher purpose and calling in life, that was really hard to admit and say that out loud. And and so I was like, okay, I can't just stay in this space. Like, I have to do something about this. And so I reached out, really proud of myself, and I reached out to my team, my virtual assistant, Mary, my video editor, Becky, my YouTube strategist, Liz. And I was like, guys, this is what's going on in my life. I really need your help right now. I know like that we do podcast episodes and YouTube videos and TikToks and Reels every month. And I was like, I just don't have the capacity or the energy for these things. But at the same time, I still want to show up, and I still want to create. And what ideas do you guys have? And yeah, I'm so grateful for them. They're all so just like caring and kind, and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, we're on it. We're going to help you. And so like Liz and Becky worked together, and they came up with some creative titles of how to like mash up past YouTube videos that I had already created to like compile them together into one video. And so we were able to still meet our goals and get all our YouTube videos and newsletters out. And then, like with Mary, I had her like take over the newsletter and my social media. And oh, it was just really nice to have the support of your team. And that is, definitely one of the perks of having a team, is they can help you. when these kind of things happen. And, you know, if it was like the beginning stages of my life coaching business, like the first couple of years where I wasn't like really consistently showing up online or creating content yet, and you know, didn't have like a full roster of clients, like it would have been a lot easier to just say like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna like take a step back this month and then start things up again, you know, next month or however long I needed. But once you get farther along in your business and people are starting to like rely on you for money and your audience expects consistent content from you, and you're starting to run programs and everything, like you can't just disappear anymore. And so you have to get a lot more resourceful, you have to get a lot more creative. And so, yeah, I'm really proud of myself because there was a part of me that was like, I just want to go lock myself in a closet. You know, I just want to have like my Netflix and my Hulu and food, and I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to have to do anything that requires me to think because just the grief was so, so incredibly heavy to where like I would walk into my closet and I would just stare at my closet for 20 minutes and I don't even remember like why I went in there, and I couldn't make any decisions, and I was just like mentally not there. That's like when it was at its worst and I was like, okay, yeah, like I need help here. And um so yeah, I had my therapist who was really helpful and held space for me and helped me to, you know, work through the grief. And I had my coaches that I working with, and just talking with them and saying things out loud was really helpful as well. And you know, and I just let myself talk to myself like I can do both, right? Like I can still keep making progress on my goals while nurturing my grief, honoring my grief, and taking this mental health break. And so it was a really good experiment for me. So now I know what's possible, and now I feel like I can help my students and my clients in an even deeper capacity for when they have things like this come up, and how to guide and navigate them through it. And you know, it's going to look different for everyone, so we don't want to assume like this is what someone needs, and just to get curious and, you know, ask them like, yeah, this is, you know, say, this is what I'm noticing, this is what I'm observing, like what do you need to give yourself a break right now, and what would feel really good for you. And so yeah, okay, that's what's been going on for me the past month. And my goal was that I could give myself like this mental health break and without anyone really truly feeling my absence online, and you know, in the Born to Coach Training Academy, and working with my clients. And so you know, I didn't really have anyone say like, Krista, where are you? Where did you go? You just disappeared. Like that was my goal. I did not want anyone to say that to me. So I still wanted to like show up and create and hit my goals while also giving myself a mental health break. So it can be done. So hopefully I'm, you know, like living proof of that. And so yeah, now I want to talk about these signs, these signs that, you know, maybe you need to take a mental health break from life, your coaching business, all of the above, and then how to do it. We've kind of already talked about all of it, but now I kind of want to just like structure it a little bit better. So the first sign is that you're feeling just absolutely mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, and you're no longer excited or motivated to work on the things that normally light you up. Like maybe you love to create YouTube videos or podcast episodes or lead workshops, and you're absolutely dreading it. That's a sign. That's a sign that you're getting burnt out, that you need to step back. And like, if you think about it, if you're feeling exhausted, your brain, your body is literally trying to communicate with you. And it's saying, like, hey, I need something here. Pay attention to me. But a lot of times we just like push past it. And so you have to listen to that. Again, like we talked about the metaphor, like if you would break something in your body, you would put it in a cast, you would rest it for a couple weeks so it could heal. So please do the same with your brain when you are exhausted. The second is if you're feeling triggered and not able to emotionally regulate like normal, right? So that's a sign that you need to step back. You need to give yourself a break. I found that after a lot of my sales calls, when they were not going so well, that like a lot of times, like it's just like water rolling off my back when I'm like, yeah, that person was not a fit. It's okay. There's going to be more sales calls. There's going to be more, leads and clients and everything. But like everything was just like, I was just so emotional all the time. It was like I could not control my emotions. I was just constantly crying or getting angry. It was like my emotions were running the show. And I was just like spiraling and it just, yeah, every little thing in my business and my life was like just setting me off. It was activating me. And that is not a good place to be operating from at all. So yeah, when that starts to happen, you need to reassess. You need to step back. You really can't run a business from being triggered and not being regulated. And then the third sign is just you're not seeing your normal results. So, I'm fairly good at closing my sales and I was just doing sales call after sales call where I was getting off and like just something didn't feel right. And it was conflicting because it's like here I'm telling the universe, like, I need a break, I need a break. But then yet I'm still like getting on sales calls and still like trying to sign people up for the spring Born to Coach Training Academy cohort. And it was just like clashing and it was conflicting. And I was like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I opening up my calendar to take sales calls when I'm like telling the universe that I need a break? Like, no wonder this is not going well right now. So yeah, I would say that if anything that you feel like is normally fairly easy for you, you see a lot of results in your business, and then all of a sudden it just feels like everything isn't working. Why would you keep trying to do the same thing over and over again? Like just just pause for a moment, just step back. I know it's so hard, it's so scary, and we feel like we're going to lose momentum. We feel like we're not going to hit our goals. We're judging ourselves. We feel like other people are going to judge us. I mean, to be honest, like, I hate saying this out loud, but when, when people or clients or students would tell me like, yeah, I need to slow down, I need to step back, like, I would kind of judge them. And I would be like, "Ugh, you can work through it. Like, you can get through this. You have your tools, you have your resources." And I think I was kind of judging them because I didn't really like let myself have, slow down or have my own, mental health days. And so I think I was like jealous, to be honest. And so that's why I said I'm really glad that I did this for myself, that I gave myself this gift. So now when I have clients and students that they need this and this comes up, like I can like really empathize a whole lot better than what I was doing before. And again, just recognize that mental health, it's a real thing. And, sometimes it's like, is this person crying wolf? But I think we really need to learn how to honor when someone is saying like, I am burnt out, I am mentally exhausted, I am depleted. Like we have to learn how to really listen to that and to see that as a real thing, as a serious thing, that right, mental health is it is a real thing here. I mean, it's to the point now where we have a World Mental Health Day, and more companies are starting to give mental health breaks to their employees. And yeah, I'm just really glad that the world is recognizing that mental health is it's a real and serious thing. So, yeah, that's the three signs. So, you're mentally exhausted, you're no longer excited or motivated to work on the things that you normally love to do. You're feeling triggered all the time, you're not able to emotionally regulate anymore, and you're just not seeing results in your business like you normally would. Then it's probably time to step back a little bit, and it's okay if that happens. You're a human being, right? You're not a machine, you're not a robot. And you heard my story today of when this happens, like some different ways that you can step back and you can take a mental health break. You can um, reach out and ask for support from your team, from your coach, from your therapist. If you have a team that's working for you, like um, an assistant or an OBM or a COO or a video editor or YouTube strategist, or I don't know who else would be on your team, but you gotta speak up, you gotta say something, because nobody else really knows what you need. Only you know what you need and what you're experiencing in your head. And or you can just disappear for a little bit. Maybe you are in a place in your life where you can do that. I am not anymore. I'm not in a place in my business and in my coach training company where I can do that. So that's where you have to find other ways to. And also traveling too. We didn't talk about that. I took 2 trips this month. I went to Portland for a weekend, and then I'm in St. Bart's. And I know that not everyone, can afford to travel or have the time off to travel, but if you can, it is so, so, so healing, so good to just get fresh perspectives, get out of your normal rhythm of things. Even if it's just like for a couple hours or even an evening, like, can you go drive to a new city an hour away and get a hotel room for a night, get an Airbnb for a night, or get away for a weekend? Like, sometimes we think doing this is luxury, but I literally look at it as part of my mental health plan, especially because I work from home full time. So I need to get out of the house. I need to step away from my physical workplace. I know that, sometimes I need to just leave my laptop at home, or sometimes I leave my phone at home and I'll just go outside. I'll go for a walk. Yeah, really important to have those physical boundaries as well. So yeah, if you can travel, I really do feel like that. I I honestly thought, I mean, a month ago, I did not think I would be where I am now, where I'm feeling like excited again to start creating my YouTube videos and start creating workshops again. And I think it is because I went on my 2 trips, I got away, and I took a break from creating, as much content as I could the past month. And I've also been microdosing as well. That's helped so, so much. Microdosing with psilocybin. I'm gonna do a whole, excuse me, I do a whole episode on talking about my microdosing journey. I was talking to one of my past graduates, and she was like, who listens to my podcast, and she's like, Krista, I really don't know a lot about microdosing, but I hear you talking about it a lot. Can you create a podcast episode about it? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. Love to talk about my microdosing journey and just working with plant medicine this past year. And something I'm even putting on my vision board for 2025 wow, it sounds weird, 2025, is after, so this year I'm focusing on getting my MCC credential, my Master Certified Coach credential through the International Coaching Federation. I am in a level 3 coach training program to learn how to coach at that level. I'm going to do a podcast episode on what that experience has been like as well. And so, yeah, my goal is to get my MCC credential this year, and then next year, I think I want to go through a coach training program and learn how to help people, like supporting them with microdosing and plant medicine and pairing coaching with that. Because I have been on that journey for myself the past couple of years of microdosing and working with plant medicine. And then when you combine therapy and coaching to help you process everything that comes up from that, because trust me, it brings up so much stuff, the good, the bad, the ugly. And when you have professionals to help you process through that, you get so much more out of the experience, and you can take action in such bigger ways versus just sitting with all this stuff coming up and being like, I don't know what's going on. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so confused. It just, yeah, it makes it so much better. Even when the guy who I buy my psilocybin capsules from, he's like, you're going to want to make sure that you are, yeah, working with a coach and a therapist, and you're journaling, and that you have people to process, because a lot's going to come up. And it really has. And it's truly been a life-changing experience. So, yeah, I'm feeling called that maybe next year it might be time to start learning how to help facilitate others in that journey as well. So that'll be exciting, but one goal at a time. Like I said, this is why I tend to burn out quickly and need mental health days, is because I'm a very ambitious, goal-oriented person. So I'm learning how to slow down a bit, focus on one goal at a time. Don't have to do it all at once. It's all good. As you can see, I have to talk myself through this. All right, you guys, that is it that I have, or that is all I have for this episode. My family is not back yet. Thank goodness. Hopefully I can get a couple more hours of alone time in before I have to do my socializing and peopling again this evening. And then we'll be traveling all day tomorrow. I'll be getting back to St. Louis late tomorrow night, and then going right back into mom mode on Monday, and working on my business. So yeah, I thought it was really important to just take it easy and chill and relax by the pool today and record this podcast episode. All right, you guys, I really, really appreciate you being on the journey, listening to these episodes. I absolutely love when you reach out to me on social media. If there's anything that came up for you after listening to this, just feel free to DM me on Instagram at Build Your Life Coach Biz, or for friends on Facebook, or if we're connected on WhatsApp. Always love, love, love hearing from you guys and just hearing your insights and questions. And, let's go ahead, let's keep that conversation going. And just know that if you ever become a private client of mine, or you join the Born to Coach Training Academy, that, if this stuff comes up for you, that I'm going to be on your team, and I'm going to help support you through this, and get you through this. And, so you can really create this life that is on your own terms, and take it at your own pace, and building your dream life coaching business at your own pace as well. And yeah, I'm going to be on your team all the way, 100%. All right, love you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.
I'm so grateful that our paths have crossed at this time. And if you're ready to up-level your coaching skill set and learn how to confidently coach at the transformational PCC level in order to help your clients get bigger breakthroughs and better results, then join our Born to Coach Training Academy at buildyourlifecoachingbiz.com/certification.